Welcome to another episode of Face the Bully, where I like to talk about dogs, preferably your dog and mine. The Staffordshire Terrier himself, we would call, says here, a dolichocephalic dog. A Staffordshire Terrier would be a dolichocephalic dog, meaning that he has a longer head, bigger nostrils, able to breathe. A pit bull terrier would be a dolichocephalic dog. The band dog is a dog that is a mastiff, which is brachiocephalic. That's a brachiocephalic dog. And then the American bulldog is a brachiocephalic dog too. So that band dog could be excluded from being dolichocephalic. Excuse me for laughing there. But the band dog himself could be a dolichocephalic dog. A brachiocephalic dog, excuse me. Because they both have short muzzles. The big ass mastiff, he's got a short muzzle. And the American bulldog, he's got a short muzzle. That would make that dog a brachiocephalic dog. But he's a big old brachiocephalic dog. Somewhat like you see today. Some of the 16 to 18 inch American bully dogs today are brachiocephalic dogs, and they're big dogs from off the ground. They stand off the ground pretty big, 16, 18 inches. Some of them could possibly be 19 inches, but still be a brachiocephalic dog because he has a pushed-in muzzle. Well, the Staffordshire and the pit bull, not the band dog, but the watchdog. From the looks of a watchdog, from the pictures that I saw, he's got a pushed-in muzzle too. He's kind of short. He could possibly be a brachiocephalic dog too. So that's two dogs that I would say in the razor's edge dog that are brachiocephalic would be the watchdog and the band dog. The dolichocephalic dogs in the razor's edge breed would be the pit bull and the staff. Came out pretty good when you mix that brachiocephalic dog to the dolichocephalic dog. I mean, you can see it in some of their faces how it did shorten up, how the noses did shorten up, and a lot of people really don't know the opposite of brachiocephalic, which is dolichocephalic. So they really probably never paid attention. You know what I'm saying? They're really just, because I remember people saying how nice they thought that look was, not knowing if it came from a bulldog or not really knowing, because yeah, there were some bulldogs in there. They way back in the magazines too. If you ever can see some of the magazines, you'll see some guys in there with some bulldogs and bullies that were crossed to bulldogs in the magazines. They was doing it a long time ago. They took pictures of it and put it in the magazine. But some of the people that was bringing those dogs to the shows, they were just coming. They were like spectators, just coming, just people that were bringing their dogs to the shows. I really don't think, like the people who were breeding Razor's Edge, yeah, I don't think they were putting bulldog in the dog at all. I'm pretty sure, and everybody in the Razor's Edge community is pretty sure, more than sure, that the originators who were creating the dog wasn't putting bulldog in the dog. It's just one of the dogs that were made that was in the Razor's Edge meaning that band dog, he carried a few different traits. Shit, I don't even think he would be considered terrier. The band dog, unless he's a newer band dog, and it's not the band dog that they say was a mastiff crossed to an American bulldog. If it was a newer band dog, then maybe. But the original band dog that I'm talking about, the one that I only know of, the one that I went and done research on and looked at, he was mastiff and American bulldog, and he was also brachiocephalic. So some of the American bullies, because once they crossed the Gotti, and it was said, and I'm pretty sure more people than me heard that the dog had mastiff in it. I actually got that off one of these channels on YouTube from one of the breeders, one of the originators, one of the original breeders. Said that there was mastiff in that dog, Neapolitan mastiff. On top of that, there was Neapolitan mastiff in there, and you can only see that the dogs were bigger. You can only see that the dogs were bigger. They were bigger. You know what I'm saying? And then they got a little smaller, but they were huge. They were some huge dogs. Those dogs probably did have nice mastiff genes in them. I don't, see those dogs quite no more. Like when you go to, if you see these 2024 ABKC shows, the dogs, if they're not XL, no, they don't carry a mastiff lineage to it. It don't look mastiff. I mean, because to be truthful, a lot of people are breeding away from size. They don't want him to be big. They want him to be massive, like extreme. One of his parents can be big, but the other one has to be small. So he won't come out too big like, the Gotti dogs used to come out. Really big. Some of the gray line dogs were really big. Really tall dogs. You know, that is a original lineage to the American bully, not to the Razor's Edge. Gray line didn't play a part in the Razor's Edge, from what I understand. Gray line didn't play a part. It played a part, when the dog came and went out of town. From where the original owner lived, he sent the dog out of town, and the dog started being mixed. But before that, when the magazines were out, Atomic Dogs, and those other magazines, the Top Dog magazines, you could see in those magazines, there were bullies in those magazines, super high ass rears, and they looked just like bulldogs. They were bred to bulldogs. I don't know what happened to those dogs. I don't even know if they bred. I don't even know if they bred. I just know we seen them in the book. And whoever owns the book, I'm pretty sure all these books are floating around. My friend Ben owns tons of them, so I can see them all the time. And yeah, they in that book all over. So if you ever get a chance to see the books, then you should really check them out. And because I bet you a lot of you think you probably gonna look in there and see all Razor's Edge, because I did, but I didn't see all Razor's Edge. They got some very nice pictures of Cairo in there. Very nice pictures of Cairo. And a lot of those dogs back then, when you looked at them, they were big, but they moved nice. They were moving. Unlike a couple of the dogs today that have, like stiff legs, stiff joints, stiff to the point to where A few of the dogs that were in the ring, they were walking so stiff that they didn't have a hackney gait or even a gait at all. I know that, if people don't like it, then you should breed a better dog. I already know that. I know that. If you don't like it, you should breed a better dog. I wouldn't breed no other different dog than Razor's Edge. Because, like I said before, you're not going to breed a better dog. That dog was called Elite before his time. He was called Elite before his time. He was Razor's Edge was before his time. he was he was before his time. You know what I mean? It was like, I think people was jealous of Cairo. They just didn't want a bunch of those dogs running around. Because Edge would have shut Cairo would have just shut it all down with his look. He just looked super Staffordshire to me. He didn't have stiff legs. Wasn't that big. In most of the pictures you see him here, he ain't that big. He's like wide. He got a nice sized head. And I love that like smoke color on him. You know what I'm saying? That brindle. Cairo was a pretty dog. He was a very, very pretty dog. And it's been a while. And it might be even a longer while before you even see a dog like Cairo again. That was an ultimate dog. He was very beautiful all the way around. He can move, you know. He was very active. He was everywhere. You see him everywhere you saw Cairo, he was walking, moving nice. That staff was in him. I truly think it's some Harwin in Razor's Edge. It's some Harwin Staffordshire Terrier in Razor's Edge. Just because of how nice the dog flows. I've seen a few Razor's Edge that have the back that go down just like a staff. You're not seeing a few that had a big old neck and broad shoulders, but when the shoulders get broad and they get bold and the legs get stiff, that's something. That's something. You might can't call that dog off top, but that's something. The shoulders just form a nice like upside down U shape, and you can see that they're just buffed out. They're bowed out now, and the dog don't walk right no more. He don't walk right no more. It's very, very visible. It's obvious. You can see it. But the dogs are nice. The colors are nice. The heads are nice. I don't think the head should be too big because then you mess up the dog. But it's to each their own. When you making your dog, what I mean, it's to each their own. If you want to make him have a big old oversized head, go for it. You know what I mean? But I did see a lot of like upside down U-shaped dogs in the shoulders. Pretty, pretty dogs in the American Bully Kennel Club. There are some gorgeous dogs in the American Bully Kennel Club. Gorgeous dogs. Just a few dogs may have bowed out arms. You know, that high rear. Oh man. One thing about the high rear is it's here to stay. If you got a high, if you got that high rear might be here to stay. It might be here to stay because, like in your dogs, not in the American Bully or the Razor's Edge or nothing like that. But if you got that dog with a high rear, that might be here to stay. Because even though they are pretty, they still have them longer back legs and them shorter front legs, and you can just see his booty sticking in the air a little bit. You can see it on the 2024 ABKC Dog Show. There was a 2024 ABKC Dog Show I was watching. Beautiful dogs in that dog show, man. There were some beautiful dogs in that dog show. There were some gorgeous dogs in that ABKC 2024 dog show. But a few of those dogs in there, and you gonna pick them out. They had some high rears on them. Noticeable high rears too. Real noticeable high rears. But the dog was beautiful. It was a beautiful dog. But the high rear was just noticeable. I mean, it was so noticeable. It made his shoulders and his neck. You could just see him going down. You could just see him going down. But it was some beautiful dogs in that ring, though. It was some beautiful. I mean, I'm only asking a question. I'm only asking a question. Cause it's a few dogs that I've seen, American bullies, that had feet that look like hooves. Oh, I need to stop that. I'm for real. They look like camel's feet. You know? Can you just draw them 3 toenails in the front, and then he got the little circle bottom on the feet? It just looked like a whole camel's foot. Look like look like hooves on the animal's foot. That's something. And what I mean by something, that's another trait. It's another trait, and it went bad, and you didn't really recognize it until the dog got bigger. Then when it got bigger, it was a real pretty dog, but you wanted to show it, but it still had those feet. That's just like the Frenchies that are bred to the Chinese Shar-Peis. That's noticeable. That's real noticeable that you put that Frenchie with that Chinese Shar-Pei. And I think he can be registered too with the American Kennel Club. He could probably possibly be registered too. You know what I mean? Because they can't tell you what to breed. That was the word that I got. Yeah, I seen that, and I was like wondering what it was. Like is it becoming now to where the bulldog traits are so thick in the American bully now that you see different things happening to different pups, and you really don't notice how bad it is until your puppy get grown, such as their feet. You know what I'm saying? Or most of them having that high rear, most of them having wide shoulders, and man, you can see it. I mean, some of the bullies were kept back far, but when they got closer and you looked at that dog had round eyes. That dog had round eyes. Sometimes you probably got to look at some of these dogs' tongues because they've been bred out. So you want to make sure he ain't been bred to something with a purple tongue. You know what I mean? But for real, I guess you can't get rid of the high rears. It's here to stay. The high rears will be here to stay because the bulldog won't stop being bred. I think people will breed it and then they count generations. Well, if I don't show it for the 3rd generation, then you'll never notice it. But some of the dogs are getting really, really short. So you kind of like really notice it when you see these dogs. And some of them are so short, that they really look Boston Terrier, like a Boston Terrier, kind of got that feature to it. And then, it's kind of stupid to say it, but there could be some Chihuahua in the dog. You know, that's just something that I just keep thinking of. Like I don't know. It's I'm kind of like just venting right now on that thought. Because I think that there's been some bullies in the garage that bred to a Chihuahua, and you took on the Chihuahua traits, and your dog got shorter, but based on the fact it was a bully, a pit bull, the new style pit bull, as the creator of Razor's Edge would say, the new style pit bull, based on the fact it was that, he kept his head shape and he kept his body shape. Because I think the boy dog was the teacup. I do think it was a teacup too, but it could have been a deer head. But I do think it was a teacup. That bred this dog. You took a teacup. This is a possibility. Just witness this in your head, because when you see them little short dogs, you gotta think, where did this dog come from? He looked just like a bully, but he probably 8 inches tall. How did you get an 8 inch tall bully? You had to, double up on some Chihuahua blood somewhere along the line. Then you get dogs like, is Venom, rest in peace, Venom. You get dogs like the size of Venom, size of Bright Eyes, 13 inches. And you kind of trip because, you know what I'm saying, in people's pit bull yards, I've seen 13-inch pit bulls that were like in between 20 something to 30 pounds. Very violent dogs too. When I say violent, I mean to another dog, not to a human. You don't see normal pit bull terriers going outside and biting humans. Those are mutts. You got people that'll get on here and say that the American bully is going outside biting people. But I look at the color of the American bully. If he look like a Doberman, you can't just call that American bully. If, and some of them that just look too Rottweiler and got them tan points on them, them tan patches on them like a beagle. Yeah, you can't call that American bully either. That's been bred out. And if you see them and they come out looking like a German Shepherd at all, or he's mostly red and he got fur on him, what I mean by fur is like you can see the hair on him kind of long a little bit. He's been bred out. He's been bred out. Most of the street dogs that are black and white, they've been bred out. That's not a bully. But, got a lot of bully advocates that's willing to go down to the police department or where the news is at in their towns and go identify these dogs, because it could make the parents mad when you come down there and say that's not a pit bull or that's not a bully. But sometimes it be the truth. The dog that just bit, that wasn't a bully, because most bullies wouldn't just run out the gate and attack you like that. I thought you said you bred away from the aggression. If you bred away from the aggression, no. I don't got no dogs. I ain't really never had no bully. I had kind of like pit bull terrier dogs they were mixed pit bull terrier dogs though. They wasn't full pit. He had some staff in him or something, because I had a lot of staffy pits. They probably go after you. But the dogs that I had that went after people were dogs that were abused. When I was growing up, I came across a lot of abused dogs. That was how we came across dogs sometimes. They were abused dogs. So yeah, this dog would be, possibly could bite anybody. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. You know what I mean? That's why it's good to notice the hairs on the back of the neck of a dog. Notice if it's standing up. No, sometimes, when you look at a dog, if he looks at you like he's gonna bite you, you might want to break eye contact, away from the dog. Because staring him down is like a challenge. He might get mad and ferociously come at you. But I don't know what to call an American bully, because so many people are breeding so many different colors to the dogs. But I do know what to call a razor's edge. So if you look on TV and see an American bully bit somebody, you just can't say that's American bully. You really got to look at the dog. And then be honest to yourself if it is a bully. But most bullies aren't just attack dogs like that. Once they become fat, see, that's another thing. Them bullies are fat. These dogs that are attacking are very fast. They run after dogs. They run after people. And when they come out, they grab you and then they lock on you and they shake. I don't know. That's kind of like some type of, shepherd dog cross. You know what I'm saying? That's something that's just trying to eat you like that, Because, that's how them shepherds do. They'll just start snatching at you, you know what I'm saying, and try to bring you to the ground. Watchdogs usually do that. And I ain't talking about the watchdog that's inside of the American Bully. I'm talking about like guard dogs. They usually do that. They usually a yank on you and try to bring you down to the ground and keep biting at you. That's why they on the police force. If that German Shepherd catch up to you, boy, you are in some trouble. If that Belgian Malinois catch up to you, oh man, you will be in some trouble. You know. But those are dogs. Those are dogs that are also dolichocephalic. The dogs that bite are dolichocephalic dogs. They are dolichocephalic dogs. They have a nose. They have a nose on them, and yeah, they go after people to bite. I ain't never owned a biting dog like that, you know, because I'm a dog person that like to bring a dog to a park where I'm at right now. I'm a dog person that like to go outside to a park and see your dogs, and I don't want to be around no biter dogs. You know what I mean? I don't want to be around dogs that bite. I like all dogs, but I'm not too fond of dogs that bite. I don't like dogs that bite. You know what I'm saying? And in the Razor's Edge community, there's no dogs that are biting people right now. Sorry. Razor's Edge is the ultimate dog. Never forget that. You know what I'm saying? The AKC, they gonna have to register this dog one day. Because like I said, you can see the dog's heritage all in it. Can you see the heritage in your dog? The heritage of what you bred your dog to? Can you see it in your dog? Because in the Razor's Edge, you most definitely can see the heritage in the dog, the lineage. That's what makes him so beautiful, you know, is that you can see it in the dog, the lineage, the heritage. You know, you breed Edge, you can get your own Cairo, you know, you can get your own Paco. You may come across your own Paddington. You may come across these dogs, you know, because they rebreed themselves. They look good. They look good like that. You know what I mean? So, you know, we send our love out to the Razor's Edge community and to the Razor's Edge dog, man. That's one thing we do. We love that dog. One thing you can see in a Razor's Edge, though, is you'll be able to notice problems. You should be able to notice problems in your dog, too. Like if the dog has one functioning eye, or if his nostrils is just too small, that could be a problem. What if they have two different color eyes? You don't want to breed that. They have two different color eyes. And then, you know, falling into the state of Merle, because a lot of y'all got to fall into the Merle because you didn't breed it. And it did not pop up. We know that. We already been past that. So a lot of you got to breed into the Merle. Now, when you breed into that Merle, now you're adopting even more problems. As you know, the Connie Corso and the Presa Canario gave the bully problems too. That's why he misses a lot of fur. You get that alopecia. Those dogs carry alopecia. And I'd be just, you know, I'd be crazy sometime, but I'll be thinking, man, some people probably just bred to a blue Italian Greyhound because you just really don't care how you get the dog smaller. You really don't care. You'll take a Harlequin dog and breed that Harlequin dog. Call it Merle, but it be Harlequin. Call that thing Merle, but it be Harlequin. Them Harlequin dogs, well, I was going to say they smaller dogs, but what's that big old dog? Not the Greyhound. Scooby-Doo dog. He's Harlequin. Yeah, man. Can't think of that dog. I'm sorry. It's not the Greyhound. It's the other big dog. I'll think of him later. It's a Harlequin dog. Although the Greyhound is a Merle dog too. Wait a minute. Is he Merle? Yeah, he's Merle. You can't just say the smaller dogs gave the dogs Merle. I was gonna say that, but I can't say that because yeah, you could breed to a miniature pinscher or a dachshund and get Harlequin, but you can also breed to bigger dogs and get it too. You can get Merle from bigger dogs too. You know that Australian Shepherd, the mini Aussie. The mini Aussie is a tricolored dog. He comes in tricolored, the mini Aussie. So you can get different colors from those dogs. What is that big ass dog name? Not the Greyhound. Great Dane. That Great Dane, he comes in Harlequin. She said, "Cause people is breeding the Great Dane and Greyhound too to get them, them colors, man. I'm telling you, they doing it. You got to look in your head and say, where these colors coming from? Well, don't exclude the Greyhound and the Great Dane. Both Harlequin and Merle dogs. The uh, the Aussie is just all over the place because he's Harlequin. He's He's all white with a light tan with them tan points on him. He's all white with merle patches and dots on them. They get that color from these dogs. Wherever you see somebody getting color from, please share it and post it on your page. And I'm going to look at it. Shout out to the RE community. Everybody have a blessed day. Man, I'm out here at the park. My little nephew out here, he practicing. It's about to be football season again, y'all. Niners played yesterday. The Niners played yesterday. We gonna take it this year. The Niners taking it this year. They gonna take it this year and just about every year that's gonna come. And I guarantee you, we run over the Cowboys like we supposed to. Nah, keep it lit, y'all. And stay tuned in to face the bully.